Hi, guys. Welcome to the Get It Done podcast with Erin, the podcast where I talk to business owners about their business, allowing them to share their business, allowing them to um, share their business, allowing them to the opportunity to speak to um, basically produce a platform for business owners, new business owners, old business owners. The hopes, my prayers for the podcast is that people are inspired. I get to talk to a lot of different people, and many people have the desire to start a business. Many people are interested in starting businesses, but they're not. And the reasoning for them not doing it is because they are scared. So, my prayer for the podcast is to hopefully inspire someone to do the thing. I am basically talking to people that I do not know. So most of the people, majority of, I was about to call them clients, but majority of the guests on the podcast are people that I've never met before. This is episode 40. And out of the 40 episodes, I have talked to 38 female entrepreneurs. So my goal a couple weeks ago was to get guys on the show. So this will be the second guy of the show, but I do know him. He is not a stranger. I will add him to the podcast and allow him to introduce himself. Corey. Hi, Corey.
What's up? The whole time you was talking, I'm thinking I'm on already. I'm making faces, fixing myself, and all that.
Modi.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm kind of nervous, but we here now, so
It's nothing to be nervous about. So I'll allow you to introduce yourself and let us know what you are doing. Tell us about your business.
Well, my name is Corey McGee, and I actually have a couple businesses that I'm running right now, and one is cookies and shit. A lot of
I
people
love
talking,
it.
a lot of people talk about the name. Some people want me to change it, but I love it too, so I think it's gonna stick. Um, well, I just basically I'm running the home bakery, selling baked goods out of the house. For right now, I'm really not sure if I want to move it into something bigger. I just want to get it started and get it up and running and see where it goes, and we'll go from there. I just wanted to get it started though, just go to make sure we got it going. And I also am a photographer also, so
You take
I'm doing that.
amazingly beautiful pictures, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So how long have you been baking?
Um, Probably about 5 years, but like seriously, to where I thought I could sell my goods, probably about 2 years.
Congratulations.
I
What's your
appreciate
favorite
it.
thing
Thank
to
you.
bake?
Cookies. I think that it's simple but very effective, so I love to bake cookies.
Do you cook? I mean, do you bake they're not like butterscotch, they're toffee. Do you do butter toffee cookies?
I have not had any requests for that, and it's not on the menu,
I
so
love butter toffee cookies.
I'm gonna have to play with the recipe then. So when I come back
Yes, and
out
then
there,
you got to name that cookie after me.
I will do. I will do.
So how'd you get into baking?
Well, actually, I was, excuse me, I saw some stuff on the internet, and I thought maybe I can try it and see how it can. Hold on,
I'm all, don't cry.
let me get a little water right quick. All right.
You all
Yeah,
right
I was
now?
yeah, I'm good. I think so.
Okay.
But I was seeing stuff on the internet, and I was just wondering if I could do it. And I tried a couple things, and I was like, it came out pretty good, and I was like, it wasn't too hard to do. So I just kept trying different stuff. I would see recipes or see pictures of stuff, and I was just trying stuff, and my family was trying it, and it was like it's pretty good. So it's like you should start selling it. But of course, I feel like it's not good enough. But as time went on, I got more confident, and I just started getting out there with it.
He was like, I'm on now.
Yeah.
What so how do you sell them? Like in dozens or
I have a website, but right now I'm not taking orders because I'm a school teacher too, and I coach baseball. So I wasn't having, I didn't have enough time to like fill people's orders and do schoolwork and baseball. So what I do now is I just bake a bunch of cookies, like whatever I feel like baking that night. I may take them to school and sell them, or I just take them around and pass them out, just getting people.
Samples.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. So, I don't even want to talk about that. But you are so how long you said you've been doing it for how long?
Well, I started
When did you
baking
start? During
my
COVID?
trials. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's what I was like, okay, that's probably something he started during COVID.
I did, I did.
So I talked to Roger did the podcast last week, and I was like, "Do you have a message for Corey?" And he said something about him being proud of you. I don't remember. I was supposed to look at the podcast before, but I'll send you the I'll send you the clip.
I gotta call my cuz. Yeah, that.
So I told him my goal was to, because I didn't know that we were talking about cookies. I thought we were talking about your photographer business or
Yeah,
photography
but
business.
I just started the cookies though. Like recently, just started selling them. Like I said, I started a little website, and but I was taking orders, but it started to get a little overwhelming trying to fill people's orders every morning and do like schoolwork and baseball. So I just had to shut it down for now. I'm gonna pick it back up after school is out in May. So
Or maybe you could do like weekends only. Just list that on the oh, but then you got baseball stuff on the
yeah,
weekends.
right, right.
Dang.
It was full, so I was like, I'm just gonna have to wait until after school is completely out. And I don't plan on going back to school teaching, so I'm just gonna jump into it full time and see where
So
we go.
you really about to quit this time.
Yeah, because I've been selling like a bunch of cookies, and I'm like, if I can sell this many cookies in this little space,
And
imagine
that
if I
take up the
was
time of which
right,
when you at work. But
right.
don't you sell them while you're at work?
I do, I
So
do.
if you're not at work, then what? You just going
I can move around. Like at work, I'm just
you could
confined into this
hustle.
one spot, right? So
Yeah.
I can move around more if I'm not at work, and I feel like I'm spending all these hours. Like most of the time, I was doing like 12-hour days at school. So I'm like, if I put that time and energy into what I'm doing, like, there's no telling how big it could get.
That's how I used to feel when I was working. I was like, being at work is a waste of time because you working all these hours.
Right,
The amount of money that I could be making,
right.
like I was just telling one of my clients, I was like, or no, I was talking to my friend the other night, and I was telling him that the amount of time that I not put in, but the amount of time that I'm working for myself is basic compared to the amount of time that I was taking up when I was working. It's basically like I'm working part-time. Of course I
Right,
use other time to like do back end stuff, but like my actual work that brings in all the money is part-time compared to what I was doing when I had a job,
right, right.
which is crazy. And I'm making more than what I was making at work. um what are you most nervous about, or not
Um,
nervous, most fearful about when it comes to business?
I don't know. It's still a lot of stuff that I don't know because, like, I grew up playing sports. I went to college on a baseball scholarship, and like going into business was like the furthest thing. I never thought I would be starting my own business, so I never really dove into the business side of things. That's just still a lot of stuff I still don't know. So, but it's like just go. Whatever you gonna mess up. Nothing's gonna be perfect. Like you're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days where you lose money, but it's life. That's business. So just go do it.
That's how we learn the most. Who's been doing or your social media?
Myself, and that's another thing. Like I really need to get somebody to help me with that. So it's like I'm like old school. I'm from the country. Not really tech savvy. So it's a
Do you
lot of
have
stuff. Like, go ahead.
do you have a tripod?
I do. I do. I got a bunch of camera equipment. So I got.
Exactly. So you're like, so get your tripod and use your cell phone and just get on and record like little clips while you baking or like just do like little stuff. Like when you wake up in the morning, like, dude, I got like, I don't know, 18 or I don't know how much 50 cookies to bake today, and
Right.
like just like kind of share your story, but you create the narrative at the end of the day, like you.
I did, I wanted to start doing stuff like that, but sometimes I just feel like, man, I need to do this because I had so much on my plate. And it's like, man, I don't have time to be playing with this camera right now.
Yeah,
I
because it's a
really,
lot of work. That's a whole
yeah,
nother
yeah. Because I started a YouTube channel one time, and I
yes.
did a few episodes, but I didn't really realize like how much work it was, like to film. And my videos are only like 2 minutes, and I'm like, but it's taking me so long to film and edit, and I was writing scripts and everything for the videos. I'm like, this is a lot of work. So,
Figure out a way to do it without any editing, or
so
very
just
little editing is what that's because that was my thing. I was like, editing is a whole, on top of recording, editing is a
right,
whole nother. So I was like, if I could figure out a way to do very little editing, then I'm good, because I could record while I'm doing anything, and then
right.
I'll just put this stuff together. But like, the goal is to do very little editing, like I said. Even like with this
Right.
podcast, I don't edit nothing. I upload links, but I don't do any zero editing for the podcast.
Okay.
um but yeah, if that helps, if you could possibly do that.
Oh, I
uh
did. I did have a question for you though, or
yes,
maybe
sir.
somebody else could help me. Like with health insurance and benefits, because I've been teaching school like 15 years, and I always had health insurance through the school. So like, what do you do in that situation when you're starting your own business? Like, what kind
So
of
for
stuff is out there?
you, when do you retire? Are you up for retirement?
I don't plan no. I don't plan on retiring though. Like, I feel
Would you?
like I'm not gonna stay in the school system long enough to retire. Like, this is it for me.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you've been there for 15 years, what's the rule? Is it you have to be here? Because especially with the school district, they usually have,
Yeah,
okay,
it's like I forgot how many years it is, but I'm
you're
not
not there
close to it.
yet.
Right.
Oh, so when you do, well, when I left my job, it is more expensive. But when I left my job, the health insurance company sent me a package, and they were just like, okay, we know. Basically, they gave me the option to pay for my benefits on my own, but it
Right.
is more expensive than work.
It's
But
all
that
a
all gets
scam, but
factored
I
in.
guess you need it. So I guess
Huh?
I said it's a scam, but I guess you need it. So
Well, yeah, you do need it.
hey, how do I look? Cause I feel like I'm crooked. I keep tilting my head trying to get straight on here.
No, that's how I feel too. I'm like going back and forth, but no, you're fine. It's not
All
crooked.
right. All right. Cool. Cool.
So once you quit your job and then you have time to do all of these things, what is the goal? So you want to,
I just want to go like see how big it gets. Like I feel like
if everything works out, what would it look like for you if you could imagine it?
um it's selling a bunch of baked goods, but I think I'm also doing baseball lessons too. So I'm trying to balance everything out. I think my biggest passion is like baseball. So I'm doing baseball lessons also. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, baking in the morning, what time would I be done selling? Like I'm really unsure of how everything is going to look because, I don't have that time and that space yet. So when I get there, I probably make a couple errors, adjustments, and then I'll be able to get stuff
So
running smooth. But the ideal, I would bake in the morning, like I said, and then sell goods. And at a certain time, I'll be finished, and I'll be able to do baseball lessons in the evening, and take pictures on the weekend and stuff like that. So,
so what I did, because I do facials, so I was doing that first. Um And then once I started doing this, because I have to schedule people for the podcast as well. So once I started doing this, I just used the same system. So I know for yours, I did it, but the same booking system that I used for people to schedule facials is the
right.
same system that I used to do this. But maybe you can just get, I don't know. I got to think about it. But my brain always tells me, I don't know. But I don't know. For you, probably you can do just like this day or these days of the week I do this. These days of the week I do this.
Right. I
Um,
was I was thinking about that too. And
because that way, say for instance, on Mondays, if Mondays are strictly for baking and say you're done with baking at 5, then after 5, you still have that time to yourself because you're going to need that too.
right,
Opposed to
right,
just be like running from this thing to this thing to this thing every day.
right. And that's
Um,
how I am right now. It's like I'm just really cramming the bacon in. It's like I'm just trying to get it in where I can right now.
yeah.
So I need
See,
that
and then
time.
that the service suffers.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
When was the last time you surprised yourself?
Um. Well, recently I did cookies for a wedding, and the order was like 150 cookies, and I had to get them
Dang.
done by a certain time. So I knocked it out pretty easy. I thought it was gonna be kind of stressful. I had never made like that many cookies at one time for a specific reason and an event. So yeah, I got it done. It came out pretty good. The packaging looked good. Everybody was happy. So I would say that
So,
was
do
a
you
day.
think you'll be doing like birthday cakes, wedding cakes, all that
Um,
stuff?
I don't know. Wedding cakes, that kind of scares me because you know how people are about their weddings. So I don't know. But right now I do cupcakes. A lot of people call for cupcakes for birthdays and stuff like that. I've done a few cakes, but that's really not my thing. But I just do it because people ask. Um, but
So
wedding cakes, I don't know. I don't
you're
know about
good
them
at
cakes.
like the decorating and all that?
No, that's something I'm working on too. I'm getting there, working on that. And that's why I kind of like cookies because it's simple. You really don't have to decorate a lot. And you get the cupcakes, and then you got to put the icing on. You got it's a little bit extra, but
Yeah, because
you
people
know,
be wanting like cute stuff.
right, right, right.
So, do you have an ideal client?
Um, Somebody who's just simple and just not too worried about the details. Somebody who just says, "This is what I want," and you do your thing with it. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you get those people, and you don't mind because some people want what they want, but they
Hmm.
got all the fine details. They want this certain way, a certain color.
Then your stress
And
levels go up.
right, right, because when you present it to them, they're gonna look at it with the eagle eye. So it's like you're trying to get it right. But yeah, I
Yeah.
like I like the clients. They like give the order, and like just do your thing. I trust you. I trust your judgment. I like your work. You just do what you do.
So when I was little fun fact, when I was or fun story, I guess, or I don't know what I'll call it, but when I was married and I knew that we were divorcing and I was preparing to move back because I was in Virginia, so I was preparing to move back home. Um,
Why I
bacon.
never go ahead. I'm sorry. I never knew you were married, but go
Shut
ahead.
up, Corey. What?
I did not. I never knew.
Yes. And when I was preparing, like when it was time for me to like or when I was, I guess, preparing my mind, like I gotta hustle. So
Right.
I worked full time. I doubled up on all of my classes and I started baking and I was selling stuff. That job is no joke. I used to be in the kitchen for hours. My feet used to be
Yeah.
hurting, my
Yeah.
back, my whole body just be sore.
Right.
But it just like took off like wild, like just crazy. And I was, when I got to California, like after I was done with that, I was like, I would never do that again. Like it was so much work.
Yeah. It is a
It
lot of
is a
work.
lot of work.
A lot of
Yes. And
work.
then one person in the call, like so and so said you had some this, and I'm just
Right.
like, who told you?
Yeah.
But yes.
The kids at school, they get mad when I don't have cookies. They like, Coach, you ain't got no cookies today. I'm like, you don't understand. All it takes for me to bring y'all cookies in the morning, like it's a lot of work.
Yep.
So it
How
is.
so? What? How many do you put, or how does it? How do you set it up when you prepare the cookies and all that? You
Um, well, really, I make the dough at night because I get up at 3 in the morning and I start baking. It usually takes me about maybe if I do 100 cookies. Well, I just got a new oven. I haven't figured out how to use it, but I could bake like 100 cookies at a time in that oven. but
Nice.
I'm using the old traditional kitchen oven right now. So it takes me about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes to do maybe 75 to 100 cookies. So
Dang. And
I
then
do
how do you
the,
package them?
I have some little sleeves that I put them in because I weigh them out. All the cookies are like 45 grams and they fit perfectly in these little sleeves I have.
How many go in the
So
sleeve?
just one at a time, one at a time. Like when I was doing orders, I have boxes
And then
with
how much
my,
is a cookie?
well, right now I'm doing them for $1 a cookie, but that's just for my kids. So
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna,
all, you need to increase those prices.
right,
At
right,
least to
right,
250.
right. So I'm doing that for my kids, and that's another thing I need to figure out, like
Pricing.
pricing, stuff like that. And but I've been talking to a few people. They put me on game, so we getting there, getting where we need to be.
Nice. I love that. So what would you do, like sell them by the dozen or?
Yeah, when I was doing the orders. I was doing about a dozen, and I would put them in well, I got some boxes with my logo on it, and I would put them in there. But I found that when I put them in the sleeves, they would stay fresher a little longer. So I started
Mm,
wrapping them individually instead of just putting them in the box.
nice. That makes sense because they plastic, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, what would you say to Corey when we were probably about, I don't know, when we would all be in Mississippi? What would you say to that little boy when we was little bitty kids
um,
today?
just believe in yourself. Like, believe that you belong. Believe that you fit in the room with these people. Because I was always the type, like I said, where we from. We from the country. And when I would go places, I always felt like, the small guy, like I didn't really belong in the room. So I would tell myself to be more confident and believe in yourself. Like you're just as important as everybody else.
Or if not more. I don't feel like I belong anywhere I go. Like I've never been anywhere where I felt like I belong here. Like I've never felt that way. But it's not a bad thing. I just never had that feeling. Like outside of family, like just in social situations, I've just never felt like, oh, this is just where I belong.
Yeah. I feel like I just lacked confidence back then. And the older I got, I slowly gained confidence. So if I could talk to my younger self, that would probably be one of the main things. Like just be confident and believe in yourself.
Nice. One question you would ask another business owner.
But I already asked you. I'm about the insurance.
Oh yeah, the health insurance. He like, how do you
Yeah,
do this?
because I got Cairo, I got my son, and he's on my insurance. I'm like, I can't have him without insurance, so I need to
Yeah. People
figure some
ask me
stuff
that all
out.
the time. I'm like, girl, you gotta pay for it.
Yeah. So yeah.
But you can
Just
even call them and get a quote and see like what they say. And that
yeah.
way it'll give you an idea.
That's what I need to do because people they be trying to scare you. They be, oh, you got to pay this much money and it's so expensive. Which I know it's gonna be, a little money, but I mean,
It's not like, I mean, people say stuff is expensive and I'm like, that's not that much money. But it's not like a house note.
right. It's all about perspective.
Yeah. So it's if your business is making money, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak on that because I don't know what people making, but it's not that bad though.
That's another thing. Sometimes I worry about like the energy level. But right now, like I said, I'm teaching too. So sometimes I have to force myself. Like, man, I got to, do something. Just don't let the cookies sit dormant. You got to keep moving. Like, but sometimes I'm just dead out of energy, and I'm like, do I really have the energy to do this?
Well, that's because you have work all day working with kids.
Right. I take that into consideration. But
And once you once you quit your job and you're solely depending on slanging cookies
right,
and you got bills to pay and all this stuff, you're gonna get your ass up tired,
right.
out of energy or not, and you're gonna figure it out.
But this
So
gonna be my second time though. The first time I quit teaching, I was doing salads. And
okay.
I
Cause
was
that's
so,
when you was out here, right?
this was like a couple years ago.
No, when you came out here the last time, I thought you already
Yeah,
quit your job. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
found out you was back at work right now when you said
Right,
that.
right, right,
Okay.
right. Yeah, But yeah, I was doing salads, and I was burnt out because I was doing everything fresh. I was chopping vegetables, I was cleaning chicken, cooking chicken, and it was making good money. But I was like, I don't have the energy for it. Like I was just dead.
That's the
So
thing. That's the good thing about us being able to try stuff. And we can see like even with me with the baking thing, I'm like, oh no, this not for. I can't do this. So being able to like try it and see if it works, or see not see if it works, see if we want to do it. Like
right, a
so,
lot of people don't realize like a lot of stuff you can make money a lot of ways, but you gotta
so
have
many
passion.
ways.
But you gotta have
Yep.
the passion for it, or it's
Yep.
not gonna go. Like you're not
Yep.
gonna have that drive to do it, and you're not gonna enjoy it. You're gonna end up quitting. So,
Yep.
like,
Especially with me, like if I don't absolutely love it, there's no way that I'm gonna do it. That I can't
right,
do anything that I don't love to make money, especially to pay my bills. Like, no, I can't do this. I don't love this. It's like
right,
being with a man you not in love with. Like, I can't
right.
date or talk to men that, well, probably date, but I can't be with a man that I don't like.
Look, good, you can't have girl talk with me on this podcast.
It's not girl talk. It's
That
just the
is
same.
you talking
This is
about.
the same thing with a man. So if I was a man, I don't imagine me being able to take a woman seriously that I didn't like.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
I
I
just
could still mess with her, but like, I don't want her around me all the time.
okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't going into girl talk right
You so stupid. I don't have girl talk. What is girl talk? Well,
there.
maybe sometimes I do. Okay, back to this. What do you think sets you apart from other bakers?
Um, I think my personality. I like to joke a lot. I'm really shy, but once I get to know people, I start talking a lot. I smile, I crack jokes,
I told Roger that. I was like, he said he's shy. I was like,
and
Corey is not shy.
you don't know how nervous I was just to do this. Like I was dreading this all day.
Oh goodness. You probably was relieved the other day when
I
I got the
was,
time
I
wrong.
was, I was like, yes, yes.
Well, this is the type of stuff you're gonna have to do in business, sir.
But I don't mind once you get started. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like then I guess I'm kind of comfortable talking to you because I've been knowing you so long.
That's what
But
I was like, it's just me. It's not like
but I was really nervous that you was gonna ask me some questions and I was gonna be like,
no.
just a bunch of dead air. Like,
No.
uh,
The goal is for it to be for everybody, not just for you, but just to be like a comfortable conversation. And
right,
I don't
right,
want to
right,
talk
right.
about nothing nobody don't want to talk about. I try not to get too I don't really get personal. So it's just like simple, fun, and light, allowing y'all to share. Um, do you believe in, well, sounds like no, but do you believe in work-life balance?
Yeah, I think you got to, but that's something I'm struggling with though. Like, 'cause it's like it's stuff you just feel like you have to do. Like, it's no room for negotiation. So right now I'm struggling. Like, I really don't have a good balance. It's just
Well,
like,
you should figure that out, Corey, before you quit your job. Because you don't want to quit your job and then be feeling like you struggling, and then that struggle
but
could get
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it can get so intense. But even because I know you feel like, okay, when I quit my job, I'm gonna have time. But you're
Right,
still gonna be juggling. You're only letting go one thing. You still gonna have
right,
three other things to like, I don't know, control. So get that in check because you want to continue to enjoy everything that you're doing.
right, right.
So just figure out a way to like, and you could just be like, I mean, I don't know, but try to just figure that part out
I can see
before you
that.
quit.
That's important. I can
Yes,
see that.
it really is. And then you still have to, like I said, like your personal time and the time with Cairo and like all this stuff. So yeah. One thing you've always wanted to do, but you just haven't. And why not?
Just in general or in business,
Either
what?
or, business or personal, whichever you
Um,
choose.
something I want. I want to go on like a baseball stadium tour. Like, I love baseball, so I've been to a good bit of the Major League Baseball stadium. So I would like to go on like a tour and just hit all of them. Just
Have you
go
been to
see
a
them.
Dodger game when you came
I
here?
did. The last time I was there, I went to a Dodger game.
Why you didn't take me with you?
It was like just a spur of the
Random.
moment thing. Yeah. Like I just jumped up. And then like when I was younger, I used to be scared of the freeway, so I didn't want to drive out there. You know, in the country we drove all the time. But when I would go to LA, it's like it's too many lanes, people driving too fast. So my brother gave me his car and I was like, man, I'm just about to go. I'm going to the Dodger game. And I went.
You went by yourself?
Yeah, I just
Oh,
jumped
that
in the
sounds
car and took
fun.
off. Then it was like rush hour. I was like, man, I'm
Oh,
jumping in
yeah,
this
it's
traffic.
traffic.
I'm going. I went. I had fun. Though. I had fun.
Yeah, I like baseball. I don't like I can't watch it, but like live baseball games are really
Right,
fun for me.
right.
What are you grateful for today?
What am I grateful for? Just where I am in life, like, and me being able to take these chances, me having the courage to just jump out there and do something different. Because, like I said, I'm really shy, and in the past, it was like I'm kind of scared to do stuff, so I'm just gonna stay in my comfort zone. So I don't know. I'm just grateful for where I am. I got a son, family, just all kind of stuff, man. All kind of stuff to be grateful for.
Yes, I agree. You said you have a son. Years from now, what will you tell him about this time in life?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. Like in the future, you mean? What if I tell him about now?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
that he was bad and he stressed me out? Nah, he's pretty good. But I don't know. Like I think he will remember all of this. Like honestly, like
How old is he? Is he like 5 now?
he'll
Four or
be
five?
five. He'll be 5 in June. And
Dang.
he got an incredible memory. Like he don't forget nothing. So I really think he'll be telling me stories about these days. Like
And
I
you'll be
remember.
like, what? I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that. Dang, y'all getting old.
I know, man. I know. I know.
What would you say motivates you, inspires you to do all this stuff?
Um, Mainly my son, because I think a lot of stuff I wouldn't do if it wasn't for him. Like I'll be dragging my feet, just not really getting stuff done really quick. But when I think about, what I got to do, be a provider for him, it's like you don't have time to drag your feet. You got to go.
You gotta
So
get shit done.
I
Get me
think, I
stuff
think
done.
you said it. I think he's my number one motivation, though.
Nice.
Yeah,
I am currently on a mission to stop cussing
come on.
altogether.
What's your goal though? Like, what's your deterrent? Like, what are you doing to when you say bad words? Do you put money in the jar?
I acknowledge it.
Okay,
That's a
that's a
I
start. That's a
yeah.
start.
I either say excuse my language or oh I didn't mean to say that. I'm trying to stop cussing, and then I'll go on with whatever I'm saying. But I've been doing good for the most part.
I think if you keep that up, I think you'll weed it out.
Yeah. So the name of the podcast, fun fact, the name of the podcast was Get Shit Done podcast with Erin. And then once I stopped cussing, God was like,
Yeah.
okay, if this is what you're gonna do, you need to get it together. So I had to change all this stuff. So
Then I came on with cookies and shit.
cookies, but you could cuss, it's just me. Where'd you come up with the name?
I was actually sitting in the classroom, and one of my friends that work in the classroom with me, we was just like she helped me with my logo, she helped me with a bunch of stuff, and we was trying to think of a name. And one of the kids, was like cookies and ish. So I was like, oh, they really didn't feel right. So I'm like, cookies and shit. Like I gotta
Like,
go
let's
ahead and
just
say
say
it. Yeah, just go ahead
it.
and say it. Like, and then
If you're
some
gonna
people,
say
right? Some people was
it.
like, you gotta change it. Some people not gonna like it. I'm like, well, it's not for them. Like, if you don't like it, I respect that. You don't want to buy cookies from cookies and shit. Go to
As long as I
somebody
like it.
else. So
Yep.
But a lot of people, like especially the kids, they have so much fun with it. Just walking down the hall, I'm going to get cookies and shit. I'm like, you gonna get in trouble, man. Chill out. But yeah, I love the name. A lot of people love the name.
I
Very
like it.
few people they want me to change it, but I don't think I will.
No. And that's a good thing for you. like especially starting out, because a lot of times a lot of the stuff that we do in business, people are just not going to agree with it. So for you to be able to like tell people, or not tell them, or I don't know if you're telling them or not, but for you to be able to stand on your decision, like that's what
Right,
business is, standing on our
right.
decisions, whatever it may look like or sound like or be.
And
um
I think it's a great conversation piece, a good conversation starter. Like people see the name of it, and they like, how did you come up with that, or why did you call it that? So I think it's that kind of deal. So I like it for that
I
reason
like it
too.
too. I think it's cute. What is something that most people think about you is just, but it's not true?
People think that I'm really outgoing and I talk to a lot of people, and I'm really introverted and I'm shy. But I like it's crazy. I like to joke a lot. But once I get to know people and I warm up, I talk a lot. I tell jokes all the time. So a lot of people just think I'm like that all the time, everywhere. But I'm really super shy.
Oh.
Why are you shaking your head?
I mean, because like a shy Corey, I think probably when we were kids, you were more quiet. But shy Corey,
I am like terribly shy. But I'm getting better though.
what does that really mean though? What does shy mean?
It's hard for me to start conversations with strangers. Like if I get in the elevator, I'm not talking to anybody.
Oh,
If
that's me.
if I'm in a space and I sit on the bench beside somebody, I'm not starting a conversation with that person unless they start talking to me.
Yeah, that's me for the most part, because I don't mind talking to strangers, but not because I'm shy, just because I just don't want to talk to you. Like,
You
I
mean?
mean, I mean, I'll talk back if they talk to me, but
Right,
what
right,
do I
right.
have to say unless I see something interesting to like comment or ask a question about? But for the most part, like, but I'm not shy. I just
I just
like
feel like
even
people don't want to talk to me. I'm like, this person don't want to talk to me. I'm not about to start a conversation.
oh no, I just feel like I just be chilling all the time. Like
Yeah,
even when I go to and that my last one, I was like, why am I even here? You know how they have like the little social gatherings, like business
right,
mixers and stuff.
right.
Um I was just like basically just like sitting and like watching the room, and like some people like come up and talk to me because they recognize me from social media, but like like what do I do when I walk up to a stranger? Like I think that's just, it's just not comfortable for me.
Right. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Is there a dream or a goal or an idea that you had that you just like let it go? Like, no, that's not gonna work out.
I guess at some point I realized that I wasn't gonna play professional baseball. So I guess that's probably my biggest one. I always wanted to play professional baseball. Then I started to get a little older, and I'm like, well, I think this one is dead. So
Like, no, this one ain't gonna work.
yeah.
Okay, so this is just for fun. It is 5 words. So I'll list one word, and then the first word that comes to your mind, you list it, and then and then whatever word comes to my mind, and we go back and forth for 5 words. You
All
get
right,
it?
I got it. I think
Okay. Branding.
company,
Um, Work.
boots,
Gardener.
uh, gloves,
Flowers.
beds,
Bedding.
sheets.
That's when you said beds, I thought about sheets. That is just for fun. Okay, so the idea of the podcast, I know you heard the intro, but the idea of the podcast is to my goal, my prayer for the podcast is to hopefully inspire somebody that has an idea to do something, that wants to do something, but they're not doing it, not because they don't have the resources or the means, but because they're just simply scared to do it. Is there anything that you would have to say to her, to him, to hopefully inspire them to
Yeah,
just get it done?
just go, man. Like, don't be afraid to mess up because it's gonna happen anyway. And that's the best way to learn. Like, if you keep trying to do everything right and you're not taking any chances, you're not gonna learn anything. So take chances and just go, and don't be afraid to mess up. Like, believe in yourself.
I love that. Corey, is there anything that we did not talk about that you would like to discuss, that you'd like to share? Any questions you have?
I started to write some down, but I was so nervous I couldn't even really think straight. But I'm gonna say no right now. But as soon as we get off, it's gonna be like, man, I should have said this. So I really can't think of anything right now, though.
Okay. How can you be found? How can they find you?
Um, Instagram, cookies and shit. Follow cookies and shit on Instagram, spelled with a Y, not a I. SHYT, cookies and shit. Um, I also have another Instagram that most of my photography work is on, and that one is Coda Kid, CO period DA period KID, Coda Kid. And what else? I think that's it. I'm not on Facebook or anything, but those are the two main spots that you can see my work.
Well, I'm super proud of you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Um, so if you ever have anything to share, if you ever, I don't know, want to come back for whatever reason, just hit me up. I got you
Man,
for sure.
I appreciate you for really pushing me to do this because
I was on your head. I was
I
like,
didn't
oh,
want to do
he's gonna,
this,
especially when you said you were shy. I was like, oh, he's
but
about to really do it
I
now.
was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to fill enough space, to make this relevant. But I'm looking at the time, and now we're at like 41 minutes and 30
Yes, the
seconds.
time go by fast.
So, it was a good conversation. I really enjoyed talking to you, man, because we really haven't had a conversation in a minute. But
I know. Since your
yeah,
facial, I believe.
I know, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
And
told you
you,
once you come back, I got you on your facial.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I really enjoyed that too. That was my first time getting a facial, and I was like, man, I've been missing out.
Facials are the best. I love facials.
Mm.
When do you come back?
I'm coming this summer at some point. I'm coming at this summer. So,
Okay. Is your mom still here or did she move back?
nah, she's here. She actually moved in with me, so
Oh, tell her I
we
said hi.
we'll do. I think she in Arkansas right now though. She be moving around. So,
Oh, nice. I used to out so at some point last year I was gonna get married and move to Arkansas.
come on.
No, no, cuz.
Where where these dudes be at? Because I did not know you were married.
Yes, I was married for 6 years, Corey.
I think you told me that and I forgot.
Yes, that was like a long. So I've been back home this August. It'll be 8 years.
Matter of fact, I think you told me that while we was doing the facial. You might have told me
Yes,
that. I
or I
could have
don't know if I did
mistaken.
or not, but I rarely talk about it though. I don't really. A lot of people don't know that I've been married. It was a horrific time of life. It was
Come
the
on.
worst time of my life ever.
I know
But I
you.
did learn a lot. I learned a lot. I'm grateful for it, but it was a horrible time.
Yeah, you gotta still appreciate those experiences.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm
Even
extremely grateful for it. I am the woman that I am today. If I had not done that, I would not be who I am today. So for that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm thankful.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yes.
So what
Um,
what you got going on? Like I ain't I ain't been in the loop with Matilda's corner. So
as far as work,
what's new? Like tell me something new.
as far as the business,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, what's new with Matilda's Corner? Nothing much. I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still loving it.
That's what's
Uh,
up.
what else? I recently, oh, that might be a good thing too. Well, something that you could probably try. I just recently, well, not recently, well, kind of. The end of December, I started my facial subscription service where people basically pay a flat fee. They get up to 2 facials a month
Hmm.
on any of my list of services except for a back facial. Um, so that's been going very well. I just started season 2 of my podcast. The goal is to get to the point where I can basically travel the world and set up a podcast, like set up and just do podcasts all day. Um,
That's what's up. Everybody tell me I should be on a podcast, but I'm like, I don't even talk like that.
well,
Like,
just figure out what you want to talk about. Because that's the hard thing. But once you figure out what you're gonna talk about, like there's so much information on everything, really. Or figure out if you just want to. It makes it hard when it's just you. So if you
Right.
have guests, it's easier to have like conversations with people. For me, this just came. Season 1 was just me, but I set it up to where I did daily podcasts, and I would just do it after I finished work. I would go shower, put on my pajamas, get in bed, and record. I didn't do video, I just did audio only, and I would record about my day. So I did 4 topics: my relationship with God, business, what I'm doing with work, fitness, which I'm still struggling with, and nutrition, the stuff that I was eating. And I would just give a rundown of what I did that day. And then I would do a word of the day at the end of the podcast. The podcast was like between 5 to 10 minutes. They were very short little clips. And it was just getting me used to like talking and figuring out the systems. And I'm all about simplicity. So like if I'm going to do it, it has to be easy. So like when I think about possibly doing face-to-face podcasts, I'm like, I don't know, because then I would have to have microphones and like all this stuff. Like I want to just be able to use my cell phone, earphones.
This little app is cool though. I like this.
Hmm?
I like this little app, man.
Oh yeah, yep. And then even like with you can just download the app and use it just for practice, like for yourself. Oh, wait, where are you at? Oh, but you didn't go to school there. So I'm also working on, it's still new. I haven't went too deep into it, but I want to start going to the schools and doing like talking. But I want to do a tour with other business owners because the kids need to hear this stuff. They need to hear what we're doing.
They
Yeah,
do.
because it's not, college isn't the only option. So. But I want to go to like all our schools. So once I told Roger, I'm telling you, so we can just do like at some point, like I said, this is just an idea. I haven't started doing anything, but I am about to start, and I'm going to use this. So I'm going to start practicing because I don't know how to talk, like give speeches and stuff. So I'm going to start practicing. I'm going to make it as a podcast, but I'm going to start practicing as if I was on stage talking to kids.
That's what's up. I think, man, I'm gonna start me a little podcast, even if it's something
Yes.
small. You know,
Yes.
it ain't got to be nothing popular or nothing, like just to do it, like.
But just to get used to it. But at some point, if you stay consistent with anything, Corey, it's gonna get popular. And once you get that popularity, then you start getting sponsors. That's what you want, the sponsors. So, and that will free up a lot of time and space in your life, just being able to get paid to do your podcast.
And I don't know, I got a group of friends, and we always say we need to start a podcast, but we never could figure out because we all in different states. So
here
if
you go,
we,
right here. I'm in a different
right,
state.
right. That's what I was just saying. With the app, we can make it happen.
Yep, y'all just figure out the time and get over your.
I feel like I'm ready
shyness.
now.
You are.
We almost on 50 minutes now.
No, the time go hella fast. Like it's just like a phone conversation when you on the phone with somebody.
And because I was at Cairo game, and I was like, man, I gotta get on this thing at 7 o'clock. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but the time like really flew by.
Yep, it flies by because the intro is like, shit. By the time I do the intro and then you get up and you start telling what you do and who you are, that's like 10-15 minutes already.
Yeah, it was cool though. The conversation flowed. So, that's what I was worried about. I didn't want to just be
No,
sitting
I
up here
wasn't
looking crazy.
gonna let it be. Like, I had to control, like, it was gonna be right. But I knew that. You just had to show up to find out. But I was gonna be on your head. But thank you. Wait, Corey X, what's that all about?
That's me, man.
No, because when you introduced yourself, you said, I'm Corey McGee.
That's what the people know me as, so
So which one you want to be?
We'll talk about that later.
That is hilarious. But all right, I know it's late. You have a good night. Prepare your whatever you got to do tonight.
Will do. You
Thank you
do the
so much
same.
for showing up, sir. I am so very proud of you.
Thank
And you
you.
will be
Thank you
hearing
for
from me.
having me, man. I appreciate it. Like,
Of course.
appreciate
I
you
still
having
have to
me.
hit your friend up. I still haven't contacted him, but I said I
Yeah,
had to get you on here first. That's why.
I got another friend. I just thought about it. He just opened a sports bar, man. So
Yes, I need him
and
too.
yeah, he got that personality too. So I think he'll be good for the podcast.
Okay, well, hit him up and then send me his info, and then I'll hit him up again.
All right, will do.
I'm not gonna be on their heads though, like I was on you, because I don't know them.
They good people though.
All right. Well, I will
Uh,
see you soon at some point.
All right, peace.
Bye.
All right.
What a great one blessing to have beautiful people in my life to show up for me. But to what, first of all, episode 40, like what we about to be at 100 in a minute, but episode 40 with Corey with cookies and shit. I'm super excited. I'm always excited and inspired to talk to people that is out here like really doing the thing regardless of how they feel, regardless of them being shy or scared or confused and don't know how to things are going to work out. He's still doing it, and he still has a plan to like quit his job and still focus on growing the business and really diving deep into it. So I'm super excited for that for him, or about that for him. Word of the day. Word of the day would be to one, thank God for our blessings, but live in that space. Live in that space of being grateful and thankful for not only the good things that has happened to us in life, but be grateful for the horrible, tragic things that has happened to us, because it's all a part of God's plan. Like, so be grateful for that. Don't forget to thank God for your blessings. Don't forget to say your prayers. Don't forget to take care of your skin. And if you are a business owner who would like to share your story, I would love to have you. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your journey as to how you got to exactly where you are now. Contact me on whatever platform you are seeing or hearing this podcast, or you can email getitdonepodcastwitherin at gmail. Or you can contact me through text or phone 310-908-0468. I cannot wait to hear your story. I cannot wait till you are here to share what you have. Like I said, don't forget to thank God for your blessings. Don't forget to say your prayers. And I will be back tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye.